Antoine Griezmann's advisor, Eric Olhatz, has already confirmed that Man United have made an initial approach for Antoine Griezmann. Obviously, the Atletico Madrid striker is the player we've been linked with the most already heading in towards the summer, but those links aren't going away, thanks in no small part to Eric Olhatz once again. This time, he has basically reaffirmed that Manchester United were the first club to register their interest in Griezmann and that we're the most serious about it. Here is what he had to say about United's interest in Griezmann. He said there is an unavoidable €100 million release clause, so that restricts the number of candidates or clubs that can sign him. You have United, City, Chelsea, Barca and Real Madrid. United were the first to come and see us and the most concrete in their wishes. So as I said, basically saying that Man United were the first club to approach Atletico about signing Griezmann, or at least asking about him, and that we were the most concrete in our approach for the French attacker. For me, straight away, that's some great news, because under David Moyes and Louis van Gaal, we dithered in the summer transfer window. Take our attempts to sign Cesc Fabregas. That failed miserably. We ended up with Marouane Fellaini on deadline day. Last year under Jose Mourinho, he wanted 4 new signings. He went out and he got every single one of them. Ibrahimovic, Mkhitaryan, Bailly and Pogba. By the looks of things, Griezmann is on his hit list this summer, and he's already made an approach for him, which, as said, is a real indicator that Man United are making strong moves in the transfer market like we used to, and trying to get our business done early. One thing I do think is different about Griezmann, though, is that we signed those 4 players last summer without Champions League football, but I do think that is going to be a crucial part of whether we do or we don't sign Antoine Griezmann. Not that the fact that us not qualifying for the Champions League means we can't sign him. It just makes it a hell of a lot more difficult. You look at what Griezmann has been through in the last few years at Atletico Madrid, been to 2 Champions League finals. Unfortunately for him, came up against Real Madrid twice and lost both of them. In the semi-final again this year, got to the final of Euro 2016. He's used to being at the pinnacle of football, the top, competing in the biggest competitions and getting far in them. So for him, I believe Champions League football will be a crucial aspect about whether or not he really wants to come to Manchester United. But let me know in the comments whether you think the fact that if United don't get in the Champions League, does that mean we cannot sign Griezmann, or does it make it A, more difficult, and B, more expensive? But Man United are not the only club that Eric Olhatz has been talking about. He has been talking about other clubs, but who is the best proposition? Who is the most enticing and attractive proposition for Griezmann? If you look at Real Madrid, he's already basically ruled out a move to Real Madrid. He plays for Atletico and he doesn't want to become a Luis Figo type player and move across to one of their biggest rivals, their biggest rival, just across the city. So it looks like they're off the cards. If you look at Barcelona, yes, they could afford Griezmann, but they've already got Neymar, Messi and Suarez. Would they really break up that trio, and would Griezmann want to go there and effectively play a potential sub role? Then you've got Man United, City and Chelsea, and I think out of those 3, Chelsea would be a strong proposition. You know, whether or not Antonio Conte wants him is different, but he could fit in nicely there. Chelsea are going to win the league. They're already going to be in the Champions League next year. Out of Chelsea and City, I would be more worried about competition from Chelsea than City. I think Guardiola's got bigger problems to solve this summer in his defence and his midfield than he does in his attack. I think he's got a wealth of attacking talent, but not defenders and midfielders. I think that's where the majority of City's money is going to go this summer. So I think if you're looking at competition, I would say Chelsea are the strongest if they do want him. But if they don't want him, it's all up to United. But as I said, I do believe that this Champions League qualification is going to be crucial as to whether or not it's a very simple negotiation process with Griezmann, which of course it won't be anyway, because he could potentially become the world's most expensive player. And Man United, yes, we've been spending big, but as I always say, A, it's not our money, and B, the revenue of United is ridiculous. And if fans aren't going to benefit from there being a tomato juice sponsor in Japan and a tyre sponsor in Kazakhstan by signing new players, then what's the point? You may as well invest that money back into the club. The Glazers have been sucking it out for years. It's about time they overspend to make up for the underspending that happened for a long, long time. But do you think we can sign Griezmann with or without Champions League football? It sounds like we are leading the race for him. We're making good progress and good first initial steps before the summer transfer window begins, just to make sure Atletico know we're serious about signing him. But as I said, do you think we will? Let me know in the comments below. That is it for the update on Griezmann. We'll bring you any more updates as we always do as soon as they happen. Until then, take it easy.